The Talmud shares an incredible insight into why it is that the second temple was destroyed. Not only the famous Gemara about causeless hatred, but the Talmud Masechet Bava Metzia in the name of Rabbi Yochanan, Daf Lamed, page 30, says an unbelievable thing. It says Yerushalayim was destroyed because people acted according to Din Torah. They followed the law of the Torah. The Gemara says, what? Of course you're supposed to follow the law of the Torah. How can it be that Jerusalem was destroyed because people followed the law of the Torah? No, says the Gemara. They followed the letter of the law and not the spirit of the law. They did shuratadim, v'lo lifnim mishuratadim. You see, so often in life, standing on principles, doing according to the letter of the law, as opposed to the spirit of the law, compromise, getting on with people, is that which brings about the very destruction of human relationships themselves. And I have to say, I've seen this Gemara time and time again lived as in many cases a community rabbi. You know, one of the things that a community rabbi does, and I had the privilege of spending many years as a community rabbi in South Africa, is trying to bring peace amongst people, within families, especially in Erev Yom Kippur and in Aseret Yemei Tshuva, where we're trying to bring families together, as it says in the Halacha on Erev Yom Kippur, Lefayes et Chavero. And you know, I would hear this line again and again. It's indelibly imprinted in my memory. The people would say to me, and trying to bring people together and resolve conflicts, they would say, but Rabbi, it's about the principle. And I remember thinking to myself and often saying, why is it about the principle? Where is that written? Where is it written that the governing principle in human relationships is the principle? Indeed, it's not about the principle, it's about the person. We're not supposed to stand on ceremonies, whether we're right or wrong. Getting on with people is not about whether we're right. It's not about whether the principle is with us. In fact, our job in life is not to teach people principles. You want to teach people principles, become a teacher and spend your time teaching people principles. Our job in life is to get on with people. And sometimes the very principle, standing for what we believe is right, even if we're convinced we're right, because it's our principle, we want to teach people principles, is not what human action is all about, to the extent that the fabric of society was destroyed in Jerusalem, in the temple itself, because people stood in principles. They believed they were right and were not prepared to find ways to get on with others. And may we all contribute to the rebuilding of Yerushalayim through the rebuilding of our relationships in our families, in our extended families, and with our business associates, and with all those we interact with in society. At the end of the day, to succeed in human relationships, it's not about the principle, it's about the person. Shabbat Shalom.